The Cursed Beauty. Medusa was a beautiful young woman with golden hair that shone like the sun and kind, gentle eyes. She lived in ancient Greece and was a devoted priestess in the temple of Athena, the goddess of wisdom and war. Medusa took a sacred vow to serve Athena, which meant she promised to remain pure and devoted to the goddess for her entire life. People from near and far came to admire Medusa's beauty. Her golden hair seemed almost magical, and her warm smile made everyone feel welcome. Some whispered that Medusa's beauty rivaled that of the gods themselves, and some even dared to say she was more beautiful than Athena. These whispers would soon lead to trouble. One day, Poseidon, the powerful god of the sea, noticed Medusa while passing by the temple. He was captivated by her beauty and decided that he wanted her for himself. Poseidon, known for his strength and arrogance, was not used to being refused. Medusa, however, was not interested in his advances. She was loyal to Athena and feared the goddess's wrath if she broke her sacred vow. But Poseidon was relentless. He followed Medusa into Athena's temple, ignoring her protests and the sanctity of the place. There, he forced Medusa to be with him, leaving her devastated and helpless. When Athena learned what had happened in her temple, she was furious. She saw it as a great insult to her sacred space and to her authority. But instead of blaming Poseidon, a fellow god, Athena directed her anger at Medusa. She accused Medusa of breaking her vow and defiling the temple. In her rage, Athena cursed Medusa with a terrible punishment. Her golden hair turned into writhing, venomous snakes, and her kind eyes became fierce and deadly. From that moment on, anyone who looked directly into Medusa's eyes would be turned to stone. Medusa's beauty was gone, and she became a figure of fear and horror, cast out from the world she once knew. Heartbroken and ashamed, Medusa fled to a distant, rocky island far from any human settlement. She lived alone in a dark cave, surrounded by the statues of those who had come to harm her and were turned to stone. Medusa did not seek to hurt anyone, but she had no choice. Her curse made her dangerous to all. Over time, the stories of Medusa spread. Warriors and adventurers, eager for fame and glory, set out to slay the snake-haired monster. Each one underestimated her power and paid the price, becoming another lifeless statue in her lonely home. Medusa's life was one of isolation and sorrow, as she longed for the peace and beauty she had once known. A brave and clever young hero was sent on a dangerous mission to bring back Medusa's head as a gift to King Polydectes. The task seemed impossible, but Perseus received help from the gods. Athena gave him a shiny bronze shield that could reflect Medusa's image without risking direct eye contact. Hermes, the messenger god, lent him winged sandals to fly swiftly, and Hades provided a magical bag to safely carry the head. With these tools, Perseus set out on his quest, determined to succeed where others had failed. He knew he had to be careful, for one wrong move would mean his end. Perseus arrived at Medusa's island under the cover of night. Using the winged sandals, he silently approached her cave. Holding Athena's shield like a mirror, he carefully navigated the dark and eerie space, avoiding the stone figures that stood as reminders of Medusa's power. He found Medusa sleeping, her snake hair coiled around her head. Taking a deep breath, Perseus raised his sword and struck swiftly, getting the job done in one clean motion. From her blood sprang two incredible beings, Pegasus, a magnificent winged horse, and Chrysaor, a mighty giant with a golden sword. Perseus placed Medusa's head in the magical bag and prepared to leave the island. Carrying Medusa's head, Perseus flew back using Hermes' winged sandals. Along the way, he encountered dangers and enemies, but he used the power of Medusa's head to turn them to stone. One of his most famous victories was rescuing the princess Andromeda, who was about to be sacrificed to a sea monster. Perseus turned the monster to stone and saved her life. When he finally returned, Perseus presented Medusa's head to King Polydectes, who had been plotting against him. Using the head, Perseus turned the wicked king and his followers to stone, freeing his mother from their control. Later, Perseus gave the head to Athena, who placed it on her shield, the Aegis, as a symbol of her power. Though Medusa was remembered as a monster, her story did not end there. Over time, people began to see her as more than just a villain. She was a victim of the gods' cruelty and a symbol of resilience in the face of great suffering. Medusa's image became a powerful emblem, often used to ward off evil and protect the innocent. Her tragic tale serves as a reminder of the complexities of justice and the pain caused by misplaced anger. Today, Medusa's face is seen as both a warning and a source of strength, honoring the woman behind the legend who endured so much. Like and subscribe for more stories.